Okay, hello everyone. I am Neni Mona Arwan. In this video, we will explore how to model dam oscillation, a motion that gradually fades using Scenscape in MATLAB. We will see how we represent physical components like spring and dampers and simulate their behavior step by step. Let's jump in and bring the mechanical system to life. But before we explore about this dam oscillation, this is our learning objective in this video. The first is we will explore how a mechanical system behaves under damping, how to derive its uh, mathematical model, and then implement it in Scenscape. The goal is to connect the theory with practice. Okay, first, let's break down dam oscillation. Imagine a spring that with a mass hanging from it. It will pull the mass and let it go. It starts to bounce, but not forever. Over time, it will slow down. That's because a damping force, that there is a force that resists a motion and gradually absorb the energy. Or mathematically, we write the damping force as this one, force D here, and B equal to minus B and phi. B is the damping constant and phi is the velocity. The negative sign means that the damping force always act opposite the motion. But that not only force at play. There is a restoring force from the spring. This one, Fr, equal to minus Kx. It tries to bring the mass back to its original position. So the total force becomes F net equal to minus B do X dt minus Kx. This equation captures both the spring spool and the damping effect. Or in short, dam oscillation is motion that fades over time due to energy loss, like a swing that slows down without anyone push it. By applying Newton's second law to the dam oscillator, we arrive at second-order differential equation that combines both restoring and damping force. The final form is, we can see this mathematical. This equation describe how the system motion fades over time due to damping. Its solution show that the displacement, this is the solution, is decays exponentially, meaning the oscillation gradually die out, just like a swinging pendulum that slow down because of the air resistance. Depending on their value, we get three types of motion. The first is under dam. The system will still oscillate, but the amplitude fades gradually. The second is over dam. No oscillation, just a slow return to equilibrium. And the third is critical dam, the fastest return to rest without oscillation. Okay, this is the under dam. This motion is still sinusoidal like a regular wave, but the exponentially term exponential this one causes the wave to shrink and times goes on. So under dam motion is all about gradual decay without continued oscillation, a smooth fade, not a sudden stop. Like this is the under dam visually. The second is overdamp. When damping is strong, meaning beta quadratic minus omega, it means that the system doesn't oscillate at all. Instead, it slowly returns to equilibrium position without bouncing back and forth. The solution look like this. This is this one. And the last is critical damping is when the damping is just right, meaning this meaning uh, this condition, the system returns to equilibrium as fast as possible without oscillation. This motion is smooth and non-oscillatory, but quicker than the overdamp case. It's the ideal balance between system and stability. Okay, let's compare all the three damping cases visually. Each case depend on the relationship between damping factor, beta, and natural frequency, omega. And the graph so it's beautifully. Wavy decay for under dam, this one, label with 1, and gentle slope for the over dam, 2, and then sharp drops for critical dam. Okay, this one is a free vibration diagram model in Scenescape. Free vibration is an oscillation that occurs naturally after an initial disturbance without any continuous external force. It can be either under dam or dam, depending on whether energy is lost over time. Let's walk through its component in the diagram. First, we can see the mass block represent the body that can move translationally. Any force acting on it will cause acceleration according to the Newton's second law. Below the mass, we have two components connected in parallel. The first is translational spring, which produces a restoring force proportional to displacement. The second is a translational damper, which produce a damping force proportionally to the velocity. Both components are connected to a mechanical translational reference, which serve as the fixed ground. The next block is ideal translational motion sensor. This sensor or this block measure the motion of the mass, and the sensor has two output. The first is the V port or the velocity send the velocity signal, and the P port send the position signal. This sensor will connect to PS Simulink converter because Simscape signal from this motion sensor cannot be sent directly to Simulink scope. Its sensor output is connected to its sensor output is connected to a PS Simulink converter. This converter translates the physical signal from motion sensor to regular Simulink signal. Both signals are then displayed using scope label, velocity, and position. The next is solver configuration. Every Scenescape model requires a solver configuration block. This block defines how the physical network is solved numerically. The next diagram is force vibration. So this diagram or this force vibration model is when a system is driven by an external force. So the system will respond the frequency of the force, not its own. If the forcing frequency matches the system natural frequency, the resonance occurs, leading to large potentially dangerous oscillation. Different from free vibration before, we have signal builder block here. This block let us create a custom input. In this case, a force that changes over time. It's a regular simulating signal. So before we can use it in Simscape, we need to convert it. That's where the Simulink PS converter comes in. It takes the Simulink signal and turns it into a physical signal that Simscape understands. Think of it as a translator between the two worlds, Simscape and Simulink. The next is we have the ideal force source here. This block applies the force to our mechanical system. It also has two ports. One connect to the mass here, that's where the force is applied, and other connect to mechanical reference, basically a fixed point. This block pushes or pulls the mass depending on the input signal. Okay, I think so that's the full tour of Simscape model ports for free vibration and force vibration. Each connection represents a physical interaction, force, motion, or reference. Understanding how these ports work will help you build and troubleshoot your own mechanical models with confidence. This is summary of our session. The first is dam oscillation. We covered dam oscillation, derive the equation of motion, introduce system domain, and build a simulation model. So this is the foundation for more complex mechanical system. Okay, this is the end of our session. The next is we will do tutorial in Simscape. Thank you.